Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 2 PvP and another weapon showcase. This time I am using the aged Smelter sword, which we got in the second DLC. Now, when the DLC first came out, this weapon did not exist. It was patched in later on, after people complained about the reskinned Smelter boss, and how we got the exact same soul and there was nothing special for it. Now we've got this Smelter sword, which is really good for my Muscle Mage build. So getting started, this weapon requires 40 strength and 10 dexterity in order to wield. It has a C scaling in strength, a C in dexterity, and a C in intelligence. The physical base damage of the weapon is 350. The magic base is 170. For me, the attack rating with this weapon is 696 with a Ring of Blades. The counter strength of the weapon is 130. Poise damage is 50 per hit, and the weight is 22 units. Now, this is a weapon that I personally really enjoy. I'm not typically a fan of the Ultra Greatswords, but this thing just looks so cool when you're using it as a Brotherhood of Blood member. When you're doing the invasions, it just looks amazing. So, I don't know, style points I guess. Now, in my opinion, the biggest pro of this weapon would be the moveset. It's actually just pretty much a standard Greatsword, Ultra Greatsword rather, moveset. Nothing really unique about it, but it's actually very effective at what it does. The high poise damage, the fact it cannot be parried on both, the fact it can't be parried on your two-handed R1 attacks, and the fact that your two-handed R2 is very useful for baiting people into a setup parry. It's a very good weapon, simply due to those things with the moveset. The fact that it does two-hit combos, two-hit stuns on its R1 attacks is great. You can do your R2s to bait people in, and you can free aim the attacks so people can't really get around you as easily as they would like to. Now, that covers pretty much all of the pros of the weapon. I would have to say that the biggest con of this weapon would be the fact that it's so heavy. 22 units is a lot of weight. I realize it's a Ultra Greatsword, I get that, but it still doesn't excuse it from being extremely heavy. It's the biggest con in my opinion. Other cons would be the fact that it costs so much stamina in order to use. The stamina drain is pretty massive. It's slow, but again, that comes with the territory of it being an Ultra Greatsword. And it's easy to dodge if you're not good at aiming your attacks. That's really what you need to focus on doing with this weapon, though. You can't just press R1 and expect to hit every single time. You need to be able to guess where your opponent is going, and you can aim there and you'll hit them. A good amount of the time as well. So, you know, it's good if you're good at aiming. It's not as good if you have not fully mastered that yet. And I haven't fully mastered it, but I still manage. So that really goes to show it's relatively easy to get used to. So that pretty much sums up the weapon. One thing also that I personally think is nice about it is the fact that due to all of your attacks are slow, you can actually bait people in with a lot of them. Do an R1, follow up with a parry. People fall for that more often than you would think. So maybe try that out sometime. Maybe do an R1, backstep, going for a running attack, backstep R1. You know, that's always a good thing. But anyway, this is the last fight in the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, found it helpful in one way or another, and I will see you all next time.